Hello again, Travis Simlinger here, coming to you from Progressive Coaching, located in Zurich, Switzerland. Today I thought I'd jump on here and talk a little about two very important topics. The first one is creating a compelling future. And the second one is what takes us away from creating this compelling future and then enjoying and experiencing this compelling future in the present. And what takes us away from that is the trap that I will call the current. And you can think of the current like in a river. You've got the current, and in some parts the current gets faster and faster and stronger and stronger. And when you're caught up in this current, it's very hard to go where you actually want to go. You're going to go where the current takes you. And sometimes the current doesn't take us where we want to go, because sometimes the current can go into rapids, and it can even lead over a big waterfall, for example, onto the rocks. So I'm using the current there figuratively, but we can also look at it literally, because what takes us away from creating and living this compelling future that I mentioned is also the current. It is current events. It is current stresses. It is current gossip. It is current television programs, current sitcoms, current propaganda, current bills to pay, current traffic on the roads, for example. And this is, I understand it myself. I've been caught up in it myself many times. It's very distracting. It's very easy to get caught up in the current and not even realize that you are stuck in this trap. So hopefully by mentioning it again in today's session, shining a light on it, we can sort of bring some awareness to it and check in with ourselves. What am I doing at the moment with my life? Are the actions that I'm taking daily, am I enjoying them? First of all, am I feeling fulfilled? Am I feeling meaning? Am I feeling purpose? And am I heading in the direction that I ultimately want to go? Or am I caught up in the current and I didn't realize it? Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to mention, was the trap. Now what I want to talk about is how we can actually create this compelling future, because it sounds so grandiose and so visionary. And when our minds hear things like this, it can seem too abstract to us, that we just sort of put it in the too hard basket, like decide what I want to do with my life. There's too many options, it's too hard, and away it goes. Then we fall for the trap of societal conditioning, because that's much easier. And you can see this societal conditioning in action by the fact that the vast majority of people will spend more time deciding what television set to buy, or what carpet will best match their new blinds. They'll spend more time making that decision than deciding what they actually want to do with their most precious resource, which is their time, deciding what they want to do with their life. So I'm going to give you a very practical framework now to start to uncover exactly what you want to do with your life, exactly the things that you want to achieve and experience in your life. And I'm going to bring up my screen in just a moment and show you very, very simple but very pragmatic framework. But first, a very, very important distinction here. And that is all the goals. That's what we're talking about now, is bringing goals to the surface, what you actually want to do. But the distinction is this: we don't need to achieve these goals in order to be happy, but we can choose to happily achieve. Okay, that's a key distinction, because it will be a polar opposite experience of life depending on the attitude that we hold. If we feel and a lot of people do, I need to achieve this and then I'll be happy. Someday far off in the future, I'll be happy. If I just sacrifice all my days now, one day I'll be happy. I need to achieve this in order to be happy. It's a very different life experience than I choose to happily achieve. Okay, I enjoy the achievement. I enjoy the process. My fixation is not on the end goal. It's nice to go in that direction, but my enjoyment, my fulfillment comes, and especially the growth comes in my daily actions, in the present, because that's all we really have. So in my present actions leading me towards the goal is where I get the most pleasure. Okay, so key distinction there. I'm going to change, or I should say, bring up my screen now and show you very quickly the framework. Okay, and what you can see here is a little workbook I've created. I run workshops on this, on goal setting workshops. So my compelling future. You don't need to do anything as flash as this. All you need to do is write down these headings in a journal or a piece of paper even, and then I'll tell you the next step. So the first thing you want to write down is physical health, then mental and emotional health, personal growth, your intimate relationship, so your relationship with your partner. This one gets the people most excited when they start to look at their goals in this life area. So fun, free time, hobbies, toys, travel, excitement is all one topic. So what we're doing is dividing our life into different life areas so we can look at this in smaller chunks of information so that it's not such a big, overwhelming topic. Living environment is the next one. Then your relationship with your children, your parents, your siblings, etc. So family. Then socially, career, and financially. And then what you do is, the most important thing is you get yourself into a resourceful emotional state. So you want to, throw off being an adult just for the moment. Be a child, like a child is at Christmas, where anything is possible, or like you have a magic genie, okay, and it can grant you any wish that you want. And what you want to do is just empty your head of anything and everything you could possibly imagine ever wanting to achieve or experience in each of these life areas. And you do about 5 minutes in each of the life areas that I just went through. And you want to go crazy. So get yourself in a peak state. Don't filter yourself. Don't start to overthink. How am I going to do this? Is this practical? Is it not? Just, we'll get practical later. But what you do now is just empty your thoughts on paper in the life areas. So if I was doing physical health, for example, I'd set a timer for 5 minutes and then try not to let my fingers stop typing or my pen stop moving for those 5 minutes. So it might be, okay, what do I want to achieve with my physical health? It could be get a six-pack. Do I want to join the gym? Do I want to get a nutritionist, change my diet, eat much more healthily? Do I want to increase my cardiovascular fitness, for example? Is there something, is my hair falling out and I want to do something about my hair or my teeth, or what is it? Anything to do with your physical health. And that's what you do for each of the life areas. And you can also think about what I've got here is you can put a timeline. So just like a 1 for within 1 year, or a 3 for within 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, even 20-year goals or lifetime goals. So you want to try and get goals in different stages of life and that require a different amount of time to achieve. You want some immediate goals so you can start to get some runs on the board, which will help you to increase your motivation and excitement and inspiration. And you also want some longer term goals that are going to require, a lot more meaning and depth of purpose in order to achieve. So that's the idea. You do that for each of these life areas, mentally, emotionally. So you spend 5 minutes or so on each. Just stop my screen sharing and come back. Yeah, so that's the idea. You go through each of those life areas and 5 minutes on each. And what was it, 10 life areas or so? So 50 minutes. Let's say it took an hour to do that. What have you got at the end of it? You've got something that most people don't have, which is a list of basically everything at this stage of your life that you want to achieve in the future, at different stages of the future, separated into all the most important life areas, like with your family, with your friends, in your career, your personal body, emotionally and mentally. Nothing gets missed because you've got these life areas. It's only taken 5 minutes in each one. It's quite incredible when you think about it, because most people, when you ask them, are goals important, will say, oh yeah, for sure, goals are important. They understand that. But when you ask them, so do you have a list of goals separated into each of the life areas, including a time frame, roughly when you want to do these, and a plan of action for the most important ones, prioritize? Vast majority of people don't do that. So even though they know it's important, as I said, most people will spend more time deciding on what television set to buy than deciding what they actually want to do with their life. Of course, there's much more to do once you've got those ideas out of your mind. You prioritize them. You've got to also then see, you've got to ask the question, why do I want to achieve this goal? What's driving that? Is this really an important goal, or am I setting myself up to climb a big mountain, and when I get to the top, realize that I climbed the wrong mountain? Okay, so we want to look at our own values hierarchy to see that this goal ticks all the boxes. That's an ecological goal. And then if it is, we start to plan it and put action steps in place so that it becomes a reality, not just a pipe dream. Okay, strategic intervention can absolutely help with that. Having an accountability buddy is so important on its own, but having a strategic intervention coach is much more than just an accountability partner. Can actually absolutely provide you with with resources and not just motivation, but with structure to help you to achieve your goal as efficiently and effectively as possible. So that's another video done. I hope that is useful information for you. You've got everything you need there. You've got a pen and a piece of paper. You can do this right now and plan out your goals in each of the life areas. It's a fun thing to do. It's an exciting thing to do. The most important thing is to get yourself into a peak state first. Like I said, don't overthink this when you do it. You can get practical later. For now, just empty the thoughts on paper. Enjoy doing that. And I look forward to bringing you some more content in the next couple of days. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.